Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of my podcast called the Perpetual Promotion Engine. My name is Johan Marnevak. I'm an online marketer. I've been doing online marketing for plus minus 14 years now, and I'm going to start this Perpetual Promotion Engine podcast channel. And on this channel, I basically am just going to cover various topics relating to marketing, because in the 14 years that I've been working with a lot of small businesses, I realized that there are lots of fundamental things that a lot of businesses don't know, or new entrepreneurs haven't really got the experience with as it relates to marketing. And my goal is to help as many small businesses as I can with their marketing, whether it's through my own services or through my podcast. This is just an extension of that help. And I believe that every human being, everyone out there has some kind of desire to help people. And this is why I'm starting this podcast. This is my way of giving back and trying to help as many businesses as possible. All right, so that's basically what the podcast is going to be about. I'm going to cover some general marketing topics. I'm going to try and really distill some things down to the very, very basics, because there can be a lot of complex and complicated stuff going on in the marketing world, and it can actually be simplified very easily. And I'm going to try and do as much as that as possible throughout my podcast. Right, now let's get into the first little podcast here. And I wanted to cover a topic that is, really kind of a good starting point for most businesses, and something I see a lot of businesses struggle with is just communicating what they do and who they are, right? It sounds very simple. It sounds easy, let's say you're a plumber. If people ask you, what do you do? You'd say, oh, well, I'm a plumber, or I have a plumbing company. Or let's say you have a coffee shop, right? Then people ask you, what do? You say, I have a coffee shop. Now, there's one problem with that, and that is that the moment that you say something like that, you are the same as every other business out there. You do not stand out, right? And the whole point of marketing is to try and stand out above the competition, right? You want to be the place that people want to go to. You want to be seen as the leader in your industry. You want to get all those customers. You don't want the potential customers to go to your competitors. You want to be the one that stands out above the rest, right? Now, if you're a plumber then, and someone asks you, what do you do? Don't say you're a plumber, right? You've got to come up with something that is a lot more unique, so that people remember that interaction and they remember who you are. They walk away from the conversation not just going, oh, well, I'll file that into, there's a big, I think people have like a big filing cabinet in their minds, and they'll probably just file the interaction into, not going to need that information again ever, right? There's like a folder or something, it's just like the junk folder. They'll just dump you in there, and they'll be nice, they'll say, yeah, okay, great, and then they'll just forget about it right after that. So something that you can do to stand out is to create there's different terms for this, right? Some people call it a one-liner or an elevator pitch. But basically what you want to do is you want to distill down what you do into a single or two sentences, kind of a phrase, something that's very simple, easy for you to remember, and something that will also impinge in the other person that you're talking to and make them realize that, oh, okay, this guy is different, he's unique, or this business is different. And this statement, you won't just use it in conversation, right? You can slap it on your website. You can put it on your business cards. It's kind of, in a way, going to become your slogan. And it's going to be the thing that makes you different from the rest right away. And there's a specific way that you can craft this. Now, this is not my own methodology, I actually borrowed this from a guy called Donald Miller. He's written a whole bunch of marketing books. You can go check him out. But the way that he crafts his one-liner or elevator pitch, it's basically split into 3 different parts, right? Now, you started off by stating the problem, right? So if you're a plumber, then the problem probably is something like leaking plumbing, right? Or leaking taps, whatever the biggest problem is in plumbing, you should probably go after that, right? You should say like, you can describe the problem of, let's say, in South Africa, we have a thing called a geyser. It's really a warm water heater. It's got different names in different countries. Here we call them a geyser, right? So a plumber here in South Africa would say, got a burst geyser, right? Now he's describing the problem. So that's the first step, problem. And you can apply this obviously to your own business. You've got a different problem that you're solving. Hopefully you have a clear understanding of what problems you solve for your customers so that you can describe that in the first part of the statement. And I'm just using a plumber as an easy reference here because it's something that I think a lot of people can understand and relate to. Your business is obviously different. Now, the next thing you want to include in your one-liner is how you solve that problem, or the solution, really. Now, a plumber might say like, burst geysers, or have you ever had a burst geyser, right? We are the guys you call to come and fix that right away. Okay? Now, that's very basic, it's very simple. It's definitely doesn't sound like clever or very interesting necessarily, but that's the point, right? It's supposed to be simple because a confused mind will always say no. You want your customer to, or your potential customer to know right away what it is that you do and how you do it, right? So yeah, the second part is really simple. Just describe what the solution is. You're the solution. Hopefully you're the solution, right? So the plumber would say, have you ever had your geyser burst on you, right? That sucks. We're the guys you call and we fix it right away. Now, the third part is the result. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts because, okay, great. So the guy's got a burst geyser. That's the problem he's seeing, right? Now, he then wants to have that fixed right away, right? So he calls you. Now, what is the result because he called you and he got it fixed really quickly, or he got it fixed through your company? What's different about the result, say, compared to any other plumber out there, right? So you could then state something like, okay, we're the guys you call to fix it right away, and you won't have to pay a huge call out fee, or we will come out to you without you having to spend a cent yet, right? Or maybe you've got some other unique advantage that you can then put in there. Or you could take the viewpoint of, you could say like, we come out right away and handle the situation so that you don't have any stress, right? Or we come out right away and then save your, because if a geyser bursts, right, there's usually water coming out of the ceiling because we put them in the ceilings here, usually on top of the roof, or there's some other damage likely because of the burst geyser. So, you could say something like, because we come out so fast and so quick, we save you lots of money that you would probably have to spend if there's other damage caused by this burst geyser, right? Now, you can run with this and really create something very creative and unique, etc. I'm just trying to give some examples of this, but it's very basic, like for instance, in my business, my one-liner is simply, have you got a beautiful website? And most people say yes, they've got a beautiful website. Or if you've ever paid someone to build your website, you probably spent some effort and time to get a good product and a beautiful result. But the only problem is that website is probably not getting you traffic, right? And it's not getting you leads. And we solve that through search engine optimization and ads, right? So Google ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads, TikTok ads, whatever ads you want to run. And the result is that you can focus more on your business and less on trying to spin your wheels the whole time and bringing in more business, right? You see how I stated the problem. The problem is you have a beautiful website, but it doesn't get you traffic or leads. We solve that with our services, and the result is that you can then spend more time on your business as a business owner, doing the other things that are also important for your business. And that's just a simple example of how I have applied that for myself. And I've given you the plumber example, and you can obviously take this concept and roll with it and apply it to your own business. Now, once you've got it really nicely formulated, you should try and keep it short, so that it rolls off the tongue and you don't think about, what you have to say when someone asks you again. And then once you've got it really short and sweet, you can now start incorporating that into your marketing materials, such as on your website, right? Obviously, your homepage should feature this right at the top to make it super clear when people arrive there. This is what you do. What's the problem? How do you solve it? And what's the result? And then you can also implement that in all your other marketing collateral and make sure that no one is ever confused about what it is that your company does. I cannot stress how important this is because, if I just walked around and someone asked me, what do you do? And I said, SEO. First of all, a lot of people don't even know what SEO is, right? It stands for search engine optimization. So immediately I'm creating confusion for people if I say that, right? So a lot of people also don't understand what the purposes of search engine optimization. They kind of get an idea of like, oh, okay, getting your website to the top of Google or something, right? But I still haven't really described the problem, and I haven't set myself as a differentiator yet, or I haven't made myself seem a little bit different from the competition, or at least if I haven't made myself different yet, I still haven't described it enough so that they can see, oh, they have this problem and I have the solution. So that's why the problem, solution, result, that structure is really good and really important, and that will communicate a lot better to most people. And you will find that people will be more interested in finding out what it is that you do in your business, and more likely to reach out to you or want to use your services if you simply apply this basic thing to your business. All right, so that was what I wanted to cover as part of this first little episode. Is these podcasts are probably not going to be super long. I will try and keep them under 30 minutes usually, because I want to see if I can roll out as many as possible of these little ones every day, and I want to make them simple and fast for you to consume and get the information you want. And then going forward, I will start implementing some interviews with other people who've got successful businesses. And what I want to do is I want to see if there's anything we can learn from the successful actions of others that have built big businesses that will help you and your business. Because it sometimes can be tricky to hear how someone else has done something and apply that to your business, right? But I want to interview a whole bunch of different types of business owners so that you can get an idea, more ideas of how you can take the key concepts that we'll be going over, or key marketing concepts, and how you can apply those into your own business better and have more success, right? That's the whole point. We want to have successful businesses. We want to have lots of customers. And one of the ways that we can do that is obviously promotion and marketing. That's why I called this the Perpetual Promotion Engine, because you should always be marketing. It's perpetual. You should never be stopping with your marketing. It should be continuing over a long period of time, pretty much time and immemorial is the idea. Okay, good. Well, I hope you found this useful and helpful. If you like what you're hearing, then I'm going to be publishing this in a video format and in an audio format. You can subscribe to my podcast. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can just like and subscribe wherever you found this content. And I will see you in the next episode. All right. Have a good day. Bye.